Welcome to my channel, INTJ Island. Today I'm going to talk about mistyping in MBTI, including for the INTJ. The 1967 Disney movie, The Jungle Book, had a character called King Louie who didn't like who he was and wanted to be what he was not. There's a snappy little song he sang to show his desire, and it started right off with a description of his problem. I'm the king of the swingers, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and I had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. In the story, he was an orangutan, but he wasn't happy there. He wanted to be something else. So he chose to be like the boy he was singing to. In the chorus he sang, "Oh, ooby-doo, I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you too. You'll see it's true. Someone like me can learn to be someone like you." This is a very common human failing, and Disney cashed in on this by anthropomorphizing King Louie and having him think that if he only discovered the secret of how to make fire, he would be human. He would change who he was by cheating the system, by learning a trick. The people watching the movie knew from personal experience how futile this effort was. It was silly, but they could relate to it as well. Now as a child INTJ, I knew that I was different from the other children. They didn't like that very much, and frankly, neither did most of the adults. I never hated who I was or wanted to be someone else, but I did wish that people would accept me for who I was, and the few who did that were very important to me. I grew weary of the majority of people trying to push me into their mold of what a person should be. This doesn't happen only to INTJ kids, of course. Introverts generally tend to be looked at as odd. My INFP cousin had a very tough time with this problem when she was young. Fortunately, she had very supportive parents, my dad's younger sister and her mathematically minded husband, but she still had to face the other kids. No one is immune from childhood challenges, not even the most extroverted socializing popular kids. Everyone has to work through the challenges of growing up. And it doesn't go away when we move out of childhood. There are still challenges when we interface with others and in the way we work through our tasks in life. It is important to remember that finding your MBTI type is not a competition where you win if you are one type and lose if you are another. It is a tool to assist you in knowing your own mind better. It is like measuring your foot so you will know the correct shoe size to buy. There is no awesome shoe size, only a correct shoe size so that your feet feel comfortable inside of your shoes. Your MBTI type description is an effort to help you make better choices in life by identifying your natural strengths and weaknesses. You can more clearly see what jobs you are best suited for and that you will be happiest in. But this only works if you have the correct type identified. You can also see what jobs would be the biggest challenge for you to settle into. It can help you to understand your spouse better and decrease the friction between the two of you as you go through life together. I was amazed at how clearly some of the characteristics of the ESTP were evident in my wife and why she had been doing some of the things that I had found troubling over the years. The number of disagreements we had, especially in the car, as I have described in other videos, decreased sharply when I understood why she was saying things that she said as we were moving along. But none of that works if you are using the wrong type. There are primarily two reasons why people mistype themselves. The first is bad tests, and the second is the King Louie syndrome. I think that the number one reason people end up mistyped are the way the inventory tests are worded. Do you enjoy big social events with lots of people? Do you spend time daydreaming about things that do not now and may never exist? Do people often upset you? These types of questions don't fill in the background context sufficiently to come up with a definitive answer. Without context, the answer can vary widely and still be true. Your mind must fill in the context before you answer. One day you will take the test and your mind may picture one scenario, and the next time you take the test it might choose another. That means taking the same test more than once can yield quite different results. For example, a big social event might be a rock concert, or a huge party where I don't know anyone. On the other hand, it could be a gathering after a big seminar on the state of the art for AI. The context would make a difference in how much I would enjoy the event. On the daydreaming question, what is daydreaming exactly? Someone with introverted intuition or extroverted intuition might get lost in dreaming about technological possibilities that might never come to actually exist. However, someone with extroverted feeling or introverted feeling might get tangled up with dreaming about world peace or fantasy romance. An ESTP might dream about winning the championship in a favorite sporting event. And do people upset you? Of course they do. Everyone finds people upsetting at times. What people are we talking about? Are they loud, bouncy, random noise generators or intelligent thinkers? Depending upon your type, you might prefer either of these types of people and be upset with the other. The correct answer can depend upon the current state of mind you are in. Have you just been working with a large group of coworkers on a big project that has taken all day long? Or have you spent the last 8 hours alone in your office working on a difficult but rewarding mental project? It matters, because if I have been doing the former, I want to be alone, and even my wife will upset me if she gets too insistent on talking to me. I will need a bit of quiet time to pull myself together. However, in the latter case, I would welcome time with at least certain people and it would be enjoyable. And what is upset? When you ask, do people upset you, do you mean emotionally get me worked up? Or do you mean that they irritate me enough for me to just walk away before I do get emotionally involved? What degree of irritation qualifies as being upset? The problem is they're looking for clear delineation between certain mindsets and tendencies, but they are not asking the right questions to pull that off effectively. So people come up with the wrong results at the end. The other problem is more troubling to me, because if you are mistyped because of poorly worded tests, you can continue to check things in other ways to narrow down your correct type. You can fix the problem in a straightforward manner. However, if you are suffering from the King Louie syndrome and mistyping yourself either on purpose or by fudging answers on inventory tests, you are doing yourself a great disservice. You would be far better off simply tossing MBTI out the window and walking away from it. Playing Let's Pretend on this will do you no good at all. MBTI is there to help you understand yourself, but if you misuse it, it is like misusing any tool. You will get poor results. Knowing yourself gives you power, but pretending takes your power away. Every single one of the types has some amazing strengths and some weaknesses. Introversion and extroversion both have strengths and weaknesses. Intuition and sensing are each strong in some areas and weak in others. Thinking and feeling, perceiving and judging, each have built-in strengths and weaknesses. I will put some links in the description to several of my videos that I think will help you if you are having trouble deciding for sure what your type is. I am sure you can in time work your way to a confident conclusion on what your type really is. If for some reason you really resonate with King Louie and want to be someone who you are currently not, the best approach is to start with knowledge about who you are right now. Find your correct type first. Understand who you are today. Then you can clearly see where you are naturally strong and also where you will need to work to grow into new areas of accomplishment. You set aside pretense and embrace knowledge about yourself, and remember that knowledge is power. Knowing your weaknesses gives you direction as you work to build strengths in those areas. On the other hand, living in denial will drain your power and leave you to flounder as you dream for things that seem to be out of reach. Are you certain of your type, or are you still working to know for sure? If you have your type in hand, have you found that knowledge to be useful? In what ways? Please let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please click like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you click on the bell, you will also receive notifications when I put up a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.